Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachacha, Kodash, double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the elect of the nation of Israel. This is your brother Ayash Gabar from the GMS Virginia camp, coming at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushai that I pray that you find edifying. And yeah, man, things are happening in the earth. People are being ousted and people are being destroyed, but at the end of the day, it's all the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. But still, the Lord has his prophets going out there week in, week out to prophesy and to warn you people of the up and coming calamities that's going to befall you at an even greater level. And it's not going to stop until the Lord comes back. And even when he comes back, the total destruction of Babylon the Great will be taking place with those nuclear missiles pelting this place. And, the elect, is going to make it through these things and be delivered, and we are to continuously go out there on the highways and byways and warn, teach, and preach, and tell you people of these up and coming events that are coming. And if if you're an Israelite, well, if you consider yourself an Israelite and you don't see these things that are happening around you and look at those things as being prophetic, then the Lord ain't dealing with you. Because we are well beyond the points of debating. We are well beyond the points of, getting three deep. We are well beyond the point of anything else but to teach salvation, but to preach salvation, because at this point, that's what it's about. It's about salvation, being delivered out of these up and coming calamities that we are soon to be deeper and deeper in. And these jakes, man, are constantly going into things that don't matter. And this lesson is for the elect of what not to be. Don't be, involved in this world at a level where, these things that are happening around you take hold of your life and take hold of your mind. And now next thing you know, you are engulfed in bullshit. Stay spiritual in this thing and realize that all of these things are just what I like to call filler. Like when you buy pizza, the crust of the pizza is the filler, but the actual pizza part is, the part with the sauces and the cheese and, it's all galvanized together. Well, the crust is the filler. Shit that'll make your stomach full before you actually enjoy the rest of your pizza, and that's what a lot of this stuff that's going on today is. It's filler, it's things to keep you preoccupied in your mind so that you don't have to consider the things that are going on in the spirit, because Esau has done a very diligent search, and has actually done things to you jakes that undermine everything that you do. Like I said, Esau has done a very diligent search in that he knows how to take your mind off of being spiritual, and that's by giving you jakes a whole bunch of bread and circus and bullshit. And a lot of you jakes actually eat it. Now we are in a time of, great calamities coming upon Babylon the Great, and for the elect, don't get caught up in this P. Diddy bullshit and, this Kamala Harris bullshit and this. Don't get caught up in that bullshit, because that's all it is bullshit. The scriptures also tell you not to set a man above you who is not of your nation. So you shouldn't even be worried about these things. Now, don't get me wrong. You want to stay in the loop in terms of what's going on at a political level. But in terms of involving yourself to vote and do all this other bullshit, no, I mean that's not it at all. And just understand, these things that are going on, with these candidates and P. Diddy and Baby Oil and John. Look, man, that's all bullshit. That's all shit, to take your mind off of what's going on, prophetically. The book of Proverbs, chapter 14 and verse 15. The simple believeth every word. And if you're simple, you're going to believe every word and every one of doctrine that runs past your ear, instead of staying true to what's going on in the spirit. You've allowed yourself, to be engulfed in a whole bunch of bullshucks that don't even matter. The things that you should be, concentrating on is getting right with Yahweh Yahweh Shai, repenting, trying to stay in the spirit as much as possible. Let the 2/3 deal with 2/3 bullshit, because if they want to go out there and debate and, or whatever, try to make it rich when this economy collapses, or trying to hoard a whole bunch of food because they see, a famine coming. Look, man, let them do that bullshit. Let them stay in that lane. Let them be involved in that lot, because, there's nothing wrong with grabbing a few cans of food here and there, like rice here and there. Look, man, there's nothing wrong with that. But just understand that if it's time for you to go, then it's time for you to go. These things that you've, based your life around outside of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, you're going to have to give up for somebody else anyway. So don't involve yourself in the bullshit that's going on in this world. Now, I also said, you want to stay in the loop, in terms of what's going on the political level, in terms of the laws that's being passed, and you want to also maintain the gauge of the people, because a lot of people are angry, and a lot of times you really don't see the anger on their face, but you can sense the anger in the atmosphere, where these people are about to pop. And the only reason why they haven't popped yet is because they haven't really been given the reason to pop. Although their main candidate has been threatened a few times with a few attempts of whatever, they haven't really popped because nothing's really happened to them. They're sitting back, biting at the bit, waiting for things to happen. So even in that, you have to understand the bullshit behind it. Here it is. They try to make one thing mainstream, to get the people to bite and get angry over it, and whenever that don't work, they try to move on into the next thing that will preoccupy your mind. So essentially, you're being bombarded with bullshit just to take your mind off of what's going on in the back room. Reading Proverbs 14 and 15 again, the simple believeth every word. So if you believe everything that they're coming out and they're telling you, then you believe every word that they're telling you, because they tell you the same bullshit every fucking 4 years. They tell you the same bullshit every 2 years. They tell you the same bullshit every month, every week, and every day, and still nothing has happened with you, Jakes. Nothing has ever changed with you, Jakes. And yet here it is. You're still trying to find a way into the system that would make a difference in your life, and essentially you caught up in this world, what I'm saying, and that's your stumbling block, because you actually turn to the oppressor to have you think that they're going to make your lives somewhat better for you in their kingdom. That really is counterproductive on their part. Here it is. This is their kingdom, and they're not going to do anything to have anybody else who is not of their nation greater than them on any level. So what they're going to consistently try to do is make it so that you will never prosper in their kingdom. You know, when is that going to click in your heads? You know, and unfortunately, it will never click in a lot of you Jake's head, you know, because a lot of you Jakes actually still believe in a system that is actually oppressing you, that is still oppressing you. Here it is, you know, in the news, you know, you still got lynchings and shit going on. You know, you got lynchings going on now. Now, these things are going on, and here it is, you Jakes actually think that somehow your vote's gonna make a fucking difference. Here it is, you think somehow, you know, your voice is being heard. You know, they got these sundown town shits going on, and you know, a lot of Jakes are getting, you know, strung up, you know, outside of these towns. But all I ever hear is a bunch of fucking Jakes complaining about how it's not gonna be them. Very soon, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is about to pass judgment on you, Jakes, and it's gonna be about you. You know, a lot of you Jakes are gonna be destroyed because, you know, it's gonna happen in the Lord's house first. But the prudent man looketh well to his doing. You know what I'm saying? The prudent man is going to be circumspect. The prudent man is going to pay attention to the things that matter in terms of what's going on in this world prophetically. The prudent man is going to match what's happening in the world with the scriptures. The prudent man is going to listen to the prophets. The prudent man is going to, you know, turn back into Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's what the prudent man is going to be, because he understands that there's no way that you're going to be able to protect yourself if you don't have the hedge about you in the days that's coming. There's no way that you're going to be able to eat unless Yahweh Shem Yahushua feeds you. There's no way you're going to be able to drink unless Yahweh Shem Yahushua gives you water to drink. There's no way that you're going to make it through the times that's coming unless Yahweh Shem Yahushua is your fortress. So the prudent man is looking unto the Lord, you know. The prudent man is paying attention. The book of Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 14 states that we henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro, carried away about with every wind of doctrine, by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. And that's what you Jakes actually enjoy yourselves in. You know, you Jakes actually enjoy being deceived. You know, you, quite honestly, it seems as though you Jakes actually would better accept the lie than the truth, because you're of this world, and rightfully so. So as long as you constantly, you know, are in this world, you're going to accept the lies, you're going to accept the bullshit, and you're going to be carried away with every wind of doctrine. Everything that comes out of these devil mouths, you're going to believe it, especially during the time of Jacob's trouble. During the time of Jacob's trouble, when you have no answers and this devil turns around and give you an answer, you're going to accept that. You're going to eat that. And you're not just going to eat it. You're going to eat it and you're going to enjoy it. Why? Why? Because you're going to look for some sort of protection. You're going to try to find solace in something, because you turned your back on Yahweh Shem Yahushua when his hands were stretched out still. Here it is. The Lord's prophets are still out there on the highways and byways, and you Jakes would rather watch Sunday Night Football, go to the NBA playoffs, go to the bar and meet chicks for flicks, or whatever the fuck y'all do. But if it isn't seeking Yahweh Shem Yahushua, it's wicked. You know, if you're not seeking the Lord before the evil day draw nigh, and I say that a lot, you know, you're just doing wickedness at the end of the day, period, point blank. You know? And so by that, you're going to be carried away to and fro by every wind of doctrine. Anything that anybody says that somewhat makes somewhat sense to you, you're going to be carried away in that. If a motherfucker turn around and tell you that the Lord's over here, you're going to fall for that. If a motherfucker tell you that you know the food is over there, follow me, you're going to fall for that. Meanwhile, the scriptures also tell you, follow not a guide. You know, because in your ignorance, you're going to do shit that's going to get you destroyed. The words of Yahweh Shem Yahushua are faithful and true. And you Jakes don't know it because you haven't sought the Lord. Because you believe in everything else but Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You Jakes actually refuse to believe that the Lord has his true prophets out there on the highways and byways, week in, week out, doing epistles on any one of these social media websites that are teaching the truth. You just don't believe that there's men out there like that. You don't believe that the Lord is speaking through these men, and that's going to be to your destruction. That's going to be to your demise, because Yahweh Shem Yahushua has always spoken by the mouths of his holy prophets. But if you read the scriptures, and if you actually sat back and you listened, then you would understand that. And if you sought the Lord, before the evil day draw nigh, then maybe he would sup with you. But a lot of you jakes ain't looking for Yahweh Shem Yahushua, so he's not supping with you. And in the time of your tribulation, you're going to want to sup with somebody that you can get some sort of information out of, albeit the truth or a lie. And so being that you forsook the truth in lieu of a lie, you're just going to be destroyed. Because this devil is crafty. He is crafty, and all he's got to do is tell you one thing, like when this MOTB hit, this devil's going to sit there and use his craftiness and tell you a lie. Hey, you know what I'm saying? The food is over here. If you want protection, come here. But in order to get these things, you're going to have to get this charagma, and all he's got to do is sit back and wait. He ain't got to do much. All he has to really do is sit back and wait. When the food gets shut off, when the lights get shut off, when protection gets shut off, when all of these amenities that have kept you safe get shut off, all this devil really got to do is sit back and wait. Because the scriptures also say that woe unto them that go down to Egypt for help. So when you go down to Egypt for help, this devil's going to give you something that the Lord told you not to get. And you're going to be destroyed for that. You're going to be destroyed for that. And rightfully so, because you forsook Yahweh Shem Yahushai. The book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, and what are they saying? Oh, everything is cool. You ain't got to worry about it. That shit that's going over there, in the Fertile Crescent. Man, don't worry about that. That's not a big deal. We're not going to get involved with this, that, or the other. Oh, don't worry about what's going on in that state or in that apartment complex or whatever it is. Or don't worry about those, plagues that are coming with the insects and the jab that you took X amount of years. Man, don't worry about those things. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child. A woman with child can't control her birth pains, because over time they just get worse and worse and worse and worse. And what did Yahweh Shem Yahushua do? With everything that happened, he showed us what was bound to happen. He gave you a little taste of it, and then he pulled it back. He sent his prophets out there on the highways and byways to teach, preach, and warn you people of the next coming event that's going to be worse than the first. And now this time, even though he pulled back an event, he's going to hold his hand on, Yahweh Shem Yahushua will hold his tongue no more in touching your wickedness. We are entering a point where Yahweh Shem Yahushua will not hold his tongue anymore. The words that he speak by the mouths of his holy prophets and through the scriptures are faithful and true. And if you don't believe it, you're fucked. Because faith cometh by hearing. Because if you believe in the words that the prophets are saying, the true prophets of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, I'm not talking about these false prophets. Because you do have false prophets out there that don't preach the name, that don't preach, these prophecies and get the doctrine twisted. But in all of that, you have prophets out there, you have men out there, and no women can go out there and prophesy, because Yahweh Shem Yahushua deals with men. His flock is men. So you do have men out there who have the true doctrine, who Yahweh Shem Yahushua is dealing with, that are telling you about these things. And primarily those men are in GMS. Telling you that we are entering the time of Jacob's trouble such that you have never comprehended. You just don't understand how bad it's going to get, and it's going to get pretty fucked up. The scriptures tell you that. The book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 3 again. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as a woman, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. You're not going to escape your punishment. You're not going to escape the lot that you are in. You're not going to escape. You're not going to be able to fly out of the country and go somewhere else and not have to deal with some sort of judgment. You're not going to be able to hide in your bunkers and not have to deal with some sort of judgment. You're not going to be able to stay in your apartments because it's fucked up outside and escape your judgment. You're not going to be able to walk down the street and think that you're going to be able to make it from block to block without some sort of judgment. Judgment is coming. What does make a difference is if you've been doing the work of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and if you've been, repenting to the best of your ability, or shall I say, following the Lord's statutes and commandments unto the best of your ability, and you've repented, and you've turned into Yahweh Yahushua under those names, then, maybe then, is there hope. None of us know what's going to befall us during the time of Jacob's trouble, but we do know that Yahweh Shem Yahushua will be with us, and he's going to protect us. Now, we do have those men who are allotted for certain things to happen, but ultimately, the elect is going to make it through. So, at the end of the day, don't get too involved with the bullshit that's going on with these celebrities and shit like that, because their judgment is coming. Don't get overwhelmed, with sports and shit. I was at the plantation and I heard motherfuckers screaming on the motherfucking production floor because their team is losing. Now, I get it. You do have, you do have certain brothers, who are in the sports as a form of entertainment and stuff like that. And that's all it is to them, as a form of entertainment. But you have people out there who actually decorate their fucking houses based on the team colors and shit. They bleed whatever the team color is. So, I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, don't get too involved with what's going on in this world, and try to stay in the spirit as much as possible, or should I say at all times, because Satan is definitely out here trying to devour anyone who he could get to fall off. I mean, there's a constant sifting going on amongst the elect, but through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, he's going to give you that strength so that you can endure into the end. And ultimately, that's what it all boils down to, fighting that good fight of faith. So again, don't get carried away with this bullshit that's going on in the world. Just understand that, you need to concentrate on, the prophetic things and not the filler, shit that keeps your mind preoccupied and bullshit, Anyhow, and so with that, I'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakahak, Wadash. Shalom.